Yes, what's happening? So, first of all, why did the boy fall off the swings? Because he had no arms. So, Minority Report, have you heard of it? You know about the show? The film, you know what it's about? Right, let me tell you now, we're actually feeding that machine, we're creating that machine. Now, I'll tell you why, because of the game shows. Hence the title of the video, game shows are dark. Now, how are they dark? Because if you were to study humans and how they behave in certain scenarios and certain, positions that people are put in, then what you're going to do, you're going to bribe people with money, i.e. prize. You're going to get people applying, willing contestants, and then you're going to have it all recorded to watch again, to watch as many times, to be studied with multiple camera angles, multiple scenarios. Whatever scenario you want, you create a show. Ding, 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 ding. Am I fucking right or am I right? Now, how does that lead to Minority Report? Well, let's talk about what type of shows you can do. Let's talk about a couple of simple ones. Hunted. How to evade all authorities to the best of your ability. All you got to do is get away from us, stay away from us for 30 days, off the radar digitally. How are you going to do that? So, if they want to capture, chase people in real life, whoever it is, let's just say in some strange little world where you can't do nothing, how do they know how people are going to act in certain scenarios? And how they're going to get away from people? How they're going to get away from the authorities and different situations? Well, they've already practiced around it a million times because I've had willing contestants go on the show and give them all the data they want. You've shown them, or people have shown them, what technologies, what skills, what techniques, who they go to, how they go to. It's all on recorded camera. They can study behaviours of people. They can get data for scenarios. As I keep saying, other program, Big Brother. Well, let's see what we can do psychologically to people. We pressure test them, pressure overcook them. We put them in scenarios. This is early Big Brother where they were proper. Can't write down anything. You can't talk about certain things. Who obeys authority? Who don't obey authority? They want to know who's going to kick off in a scenario where it's apocalyptic. Maybe you're not allowed to go out your house again, like another thing that happened. How are they going to know who's going to rebel? Well, they've got plenty of TV shows who've shown them in certain scenarios they'll rebel against authority. How are they going to know who is going to confess things? Well, they've got game shows where you stick them in a little room with a camera and you get them to spill the beans on people. Have you noticed that when they're talking to you on camera, the contestants are talking to people on camera, private room, and they're spilling the beans, they're talking shit about people? It's conditioning. When you go in a little room, i.e. police stations, you've been conditioned. It's safe to speak. It's safe to speak to someone asking you questions. It's all right, you feel better, and then you get rewarded. Come on now. Them shows are teaching you who grasses and who doesn't grass. So yeah, things like Hunted, it's pure data capture. Human behaviours, how they're going to get away from us. How they're going to get away from authorities when we put pressure on them, when they've got no digital assets, no money, la 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 la. It's dangerous. Now, Minority Report kicks in because if you think of every single game show that's been on, islands, what are they going to do when they're living on an island? How do they survive with 10 other people? Who caves in on who? Who grasses someone else up? Who kicks off with the other person? Who are the ones that are smart enough to figure out how to survive? Who are the ones that lead people? Who are the ones that create a new community on these islands? You know what I'm saying? Who can fish? Who can't fish? Who can create technologies? Who can do this? Who can do that? Game shows are giving these sickos who want to put the world in certain positions, countries in positions, people and communities in certain positions. They want to know who's going to kick off, why they're going to kick off, how they're going to kick off, who's going to handle it, who's not going to handle it. All the cameras in your face, recognising facial behavioural patterns, neurological patterns of certain people in certain behaviours, certain towns, certain communities. That's how the Minority Report creates itself, because we feed it the data. Do you get what I'm saying now? Yeah, this is quite a complicated thing if you want to get your head around it, if you have probably never thought of it before. But when you think of it this way. If they told you they want to study your behaviour in certain ways, when you're put under pressure and people are going to try and kill you, people are going to try and get after you, and you have to survive, you have to hide for 2 weeks or 30 days, will you do it? No, you're not going to go on a show where you're literally going to die and you're going to get chopped up. Oh yeah, you're not going to be offering yourself for that. So what they're going to do is they're going to put £100,000 as a prize, and it's all pretend. It's all just the police. Yeah, That's the type of thing that they're trying to do. They're gathering data. So they're going to create some sort of computer, if it's not already created. They're feeding it data from us, from all the game shows, all the characteristics of people, all the neurological patterns that they can study, behavioural patterns, human behaviour patterns. They're studying this, easy peasy, because we're feeding that machine that is one day going to start putting people in a certain bracket because of shows it's watched, all the data, all the camera, all the people that have been on these shows. It's going to recognise people's traits. These type of people do this. They're going to start using all that data in an AI of some sort. They're going to use it against us, and we've been willing to go on the shows and give them what they want. So what I'm saying is, boycott all the freaking game shows, guys. Especially the ones for prize monies, because they're the carrots. They want the data for certain behaviours, yeah? And what we're doing is, we're feeding it all. So we're literally feeding the machine of all the data that it needs. And now when I'm looking at game shows, I mean, Love Island's one. They're conditioning people to just go off looks, off dumb shit, whatever this... I can't remember what goes on in the show. I've watched a couple, but it's so brain numbing. So yeah, have a think about that. It blows my head off. It's pretty much a lot of MK Ultra as well. There's so many techniques of MK Ultra used in game shows. It's dark, it's twisted, it's orders from the top. The television studios get paid to make these things. And why? Because they're gathering human behaviours in data on file, so they can study how they can manipulate every single fucking person that they need to. Over and fucking out.